Hey guys, it's Caitlin and welcome back to Bookshelf Madness. I am doing a really quick video so that I can get it up tonight. I can film it, edit it, and get it up tonight because it is for the Bout of Books read-a-thon. I am taking part in the Bout of Books 12.0 read-a-thon. It's my first Bout of Books that I've done before, so it's quite an interesting experience. And today's challenge you could do a video post for, so I thought I would do it and put it up on my channel. So today's challenge, hang on, let me get it up on my phone. It says, it's from Trees of Reverie. Sorry if I butchered that, I'll put it down below. The challenge: you've just started to work at a bookstore or a library. What are your top 10 go-to book recommendations? So I have my stack right here in front of me, and I'm going to show them to you, and I'm going to try to do a quick why I chose these. They're pretty much all series because I love to read series. I'm not a huge fan of standalone novels. I'll read them, but I love when you can finish a book and just keep going in the story. So these books, I just have them in a stack. They're in no particular order. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I'm putting my phone down. Okay. The first one is The 100 by Cass Morgan. There is a second book out in this called Day 21, but this is a show on the CW, and I'm a huge fan of the show. And the book I thought was, I read it a little, it's been a while, but it's got a good story to it. It's, they live on the Ark, and they've been living on the Ark since a devastating nuclear war on Earth. So they've been living in space on the Ark, and the kids are just being thrown in jail for like any sort of reason. It could have been anything, and like Clark didn't do anything wrong, but her parents did, and she knew about it, so she's thrown in jail. And they're sending the 100 teenagers that are in the jails down to Earth to see if it is livable. So that's what this book is about. I would recommend it because it's got so many different stories going on, but it's all connected, and I just love those books because you're getting a bunch of different like points of views and stuff. The second book is The Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead, and this is the movie cover book. I loved this series. It keeps you on your toes, and I was always ready to move on to the next book when I finished this one because there's almost little cliffhangers at the end of each one that gets you ready to go on. So I would recommend this because vampires are a big thing right now, and they're kind of like overused almost because there's so many books about it. But this kind of brings in the high school aspect of gossip and drama into vampires. So that's why I would choose this one. The next one, Harry Potter. Everybody should read Harry Potter. It's, magic and devastation, and by the end there's a war going on kind of, and so it is by J.K. Rowling. I did forget to say that. And so this is another one, you just can't put it down, and there's all the movies, and so you can read the book and then watch the movies and keep going. Another book to movie adaptation, and I'm pretty sure you're all going to know what I'm going to put up, The Hunger Games. It's my fancy little gold cover, so I won't hold it up to it's blinding. So I chose The Hunger Games because it is a very popular book. A lot of people have heard about it. Most people have read it, but not everybody. So of course I would want to recommend it because I do think it's a book that everyone should read. People are a little bit hesitant about it because it is pretty much kids killing kids, but I think there's more to it than just that. Yes, there is the Hunger Games and people are sending their children in to kill other children, but there's like a meaning behind it, and then you get Katniss as she moves into her like role as the Mockingjay, and so it keeps building up, and there's more to it, and it goes into like behind the scenes and stuff, and they're so good. And this is by Suzanne Collins. The next book I have has another book coming out this year. I'm very excited for this one, and it's The Selection by Kiera Cass. And it's different than what most people are putting out now. A lot of it is more fantasy and stuff like that. So I would recommend this one a lot. It is a very good young adult novel, and I have recommended it to a bunch of the youth at my church because I think it's just a good story, and it's kind of like she's in a competition, and so there's all those reality shows on now that everybody likes, and she's trying to like fight for the love of this one guy, but she's in love with another, but then she starts loving this guy, and it's all, sorry, I almost dropped something. It's like all of this going on, and there's so many other girls, and it's just so good. So The Selection by Kiera Cass. The Maze Runner by James Dashner. This one, I wasn't a huge fan of The Kill Order, which is the prequel, but it's the fourth one that came out. But I would still recommend this to everyone because everybody has their own ideas of what's good and stuff. But I was a huge fan of this book, huge fan of the movie. But it's like you get more detail in this than the movie. And so you get to see how it feels when Thomas comes up and he doesn't remember his name, and there's all these guys there and no one knows what they're supposed to happen, and so it's just a good book to pick up, and I thought it was a quick read. It is, I mean, it doesn't look like a quick read. It is pretty fast paced, so it's a quick read. I'm dropping all my books. And I'm back. Aragon by Christopher Paolini. I think that's how you say his name. I love these books, and I've probably read this book like 3 or 4 times. And if you like dragons, and if you like adventure, then this is the book for you. Because that's pretty much all this book is about, is Saphira, which is this dragon, and her rider, Aragon. And there's 4 books in the series. So, I mean, I love series. Just adventure and dragons and a good read. I couldn't find the first book, so this is book 3. Pretend this says City of Bones. So, the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare. And this, I mean, just come on. It's got hot guys and magic and demons and fun stuff. So it's about Clary, and there's Jace and Simon, and yeah, this, I mean, this is one of those books that you just, oh, my voice just cracked. This is just one of those books that you just tell people to read because it's just that good. So that's another one. I'm almost done. Only 2 more. The Darkest Minds. The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken. This one, I do have to say, and I will tell if I were to recommend it, I would tell people it's kind of slow at the beginning. At first I was like, everybody's talking about this book, everyone's raving about this book, and I wasn't getting into it. And I was like, why? Because everyone says it's really good. But I did get into it in the end. And so this would be a book that I would recommend, even though you may not get into it at the very beginning. And the last book on my 10 recommendations, if I worked at a library or a bookstore, is the Percy Jackson series by Rick Riordan, or however you say his last name. And I love Greek mythology. It's always something that's fascinated me, so this book was like right up my alley. And even if you aren't a huge fan, it's still a good book and a good series. And it just keeps getting better with each book. And I just, yeah, another book. I feel like I haven't had really anything to say about any of these books, but they're just so good that there's like, you just gotta be like, here, read this, and just go with it. So that is all of my books for this challenge of the Bout of Books 12.0 read-a-thon, and I am excited I was able to finally get this done with the camera and the card not wanting to work. But I will do, because I've got lots of books, so sitting here trying to think of 10 books to show you guys is a little bit hard. So I did come up with a list of just what I'm calling the honorable mentions, because you know that's what you do. I have it on my phone, and my sister's over here thinking, you have more? Yes, I have more, but you can't see them. Anyway, so I will put a picture somewhere on the screen because I'm trying to do more with my editing, but I will put a picture on the screen to show you guys because I can't find them all, but they were in my head. The first one is the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants series by Anne, and I'm totally gonna butcher her last name, Brashears or however you say that last name. But that's a very good series I think all young girls should read. The second book is the Private series by Kate Bryan. This one has a lot of books to it. Teenage drama again. Very good. That's a book series that I always like to reread whenever I am kind of like don't know what else to read. It's one I always go back to. For the more religious-based readers, the Elsie Dinsmore series, original and the new updated one that came out a few years ago. But I'm currently trying to read the original series. I have read the new series maybe 5 times, and there's like 8 books in it, but they're not very big. Good series, very much towards the church and the religious-based reading, but still would recommend it. Our Diaries by L.J. Smith. TV show is very good. Books, okay, but would still recommend. Game of Thrones. Just recently started reading this book series, and it's very good, and so is the TV show. So that's one in my honorable mentions. And the last one in my honorable mentions is Soul Surfer by Bethany Hamilton. Not a series, but still something you should read. If you don't know who she is, she lost her arm in a shark attack in 2003, and it's just how she's gotten through with everything. And she's a very good role model for like everyone. So those are all of my books that I would put in this challenge and that I would recommend to people. I hope you all enjoyed it. Give this video a like and a subscribe, and I hope to see y'all again soon. Bye!